At Aubergine in Memphis, the provenance of the cooking is Provence. Chef Jean Bjorklund spent a good deal of his early career in the kitchens of French Michelin three-star restaurants. In fact, he still returns to France to recharge his culinary batteries. The entree is foie gras with onion confit.
First step is to cook the onions. I mince them fairly finely.
Actually, the chef is slicing them.
While the onions are mincing, have the pot, just a pan heating up to cook the onions in and the shallots.
The chef suggests that the onion confit be made 24 hours in advance.
Some shallots, also minced.
Onions, shallots, and crushed white peppercorns are started in butter.
As well as the bacon. Bacon is there for flavor. Also add the bay leaf and the thyme. Just roughly chop up a little bit. So we sweat the onions really well. So the onions take a little time to sweat for about 10 minutes, and it's better to do it over medium heat than high heat. So once the onions are well sweated, we add the sugar. Sugar is to sweeten, also to caramelize so the onions will caramelize. Stir it around. At this point, need to cook and caramelize. This process takes about 30 minutes. 30 minutes after we'd add the chicken stock. And bring it up to a boil, and once it comes to a boil, put a lid on it and just to let it simmer in the oven, in a 200-degree oven for 24 hours.
Now the chef deals with the Granny Smith apples.
You know, depending on your dexterity with your hands, you can turn the apples. Give them a little shape, which is what I'm going to do.
This is a classic French method of carving fruits or vegetables into a football shape.
You can use golden apples if you wish, if you don't like green apples. However, the bitterness and the tartness of the green apples really blends well with the sweetness of the onion and of the foie gras too.
The pieces will go into butter, water, and sugar that has been caramelized.
There. Okay. Caramel is being made. Right before it starts to turn its color is when I'm going to put the apples in. The apples do need to cook a little bit. Not too much, or else they'll turn to mush. They'll mush up, and then they won't keep their shape.
2 slices of foie gras are served.
And that is seasoned with salt and pepper, fairly heavily also. What I'm going to do is I'm going to flatten the foie out a little bit. Okay, so the apples are starting to caramelize.
The foie gras is dusted with flour.
Score the top of it with the back of a knife this.
The foie gras goes into a very hot nonstick pan.
See, the pan is starting to smoke at this point. Put the foie gras in the scored side down. And flip it over when it's lightly golden. And it goes in the oven for about a minute. It cooks very hot, very fast, since it's mainly all fat. Okay. While it's cooking, I'm going to put a little bit of we're going to start getting the plate ready. Put a little bit of onion confit in the middle of the plate. And then the caramelized Granny Smith apples. By that time, the foie should be cooked. You can tell just by pressing. It should be soft, but not resistant to the touch. And doesn't hurt to spoon a little bit of the grease on top. And then garnish it with a little bit of a coarse natural sea salt on the top. Doesn't hurt it. Gives it a little extra seasoning. And just a little green, I guess, for decoration.